Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Project Ozone 3. Mythic mode. So in the last episode we moved in a bunch of setups that were in the old base, like the multi-blocks and the pneumatic craft oil processing, and also moving our manual machines as well. So in between the episodes I went ahead and automated the atomic reconstructor. It's actually a very simple setup. All we have is an input chest which extracts everything into this open crate, and the open crate will just drop whatever goes into it. But yeah, then everything gets dropped onto the pressure plate, and underneath the pressure plate we have a piece of redstone which deactivates this redstone torch, and the redstone torch is connected to a timer from Dark Utilities. It will pulse the laser, and then we have an item collector here with a filter to pick up everything. So yeah, all in all, it's a relatively simple and clean setup, and we can even hook up an interface to this and eventually autocraft. Anyways, I've also been doing a lot of material collection over here in this chest, which we're actually going to grab with a cardboard box, because the first thing I want to do today is craft one stack of the melodic capacitors. It takes 4 stacks of energized capacitors, which I just picked up from the Empowerer, and it takes 4 stacks of crystalline alloy, which is why I have all of this stuff over here. We first need to sag mill the pulsating crystals. Then we also have 2 stacks of melodic, 1 stack of ardite, and 1 stack of end steel. And I think actually these crystalline capacitors are just extra from what I had before, so we don't really need those. Alright, the grains are ready. We put these in the alloy smelters, and now we're making some crystalline alloy. Oh yeah, and let's also start importing the stuff into the pressure chamber. Let's also give the slice and splice its items. Nice, I put a translocator on the back there, so it's really fast now. We don't have to deal with the annoyingly slow auto input. And let's also get the crystalline capacitors cooking while we're at it. Alright, the capacitors are ready, and once we put these in, we're gonna have 1 stack of melodic. Alright, well, there goes 2 hours of material collection, and we have a stack of melodic capacitors to show for it. Let's go to the loud pressure chamber and upgrade these to the pneumatic version. Nice, there we go. This is definitely the most expensive stack of any item we've held so far. But that was only one part for today's goal, which is going to be trying to craft at least 1 ME controller. And these PCBs is where we need the capacitors and transistors, but transistors were never the problem. We have almost 4 stacks here. Yeah, these are really cheap. So I guess let's keep going down this PCB chain, which starts with an empty PCB, and that's going to be all of this stuff. Well, thankfully all of this stuff is cheap other than the ultimate control circuits, but we can definitely get enough for now. I think I'm going to try and craft 8 of these PCBs, which should translate to 4 ME controllers, and that's going to be enough for now at least. And we're going to start with 48 enriched alloys, and we also need 8 control circuits. Alright, now we're going to do these microchips, and we already have the open computers PCBs. We can also get the coils from thermal. So all that's left are the ultimate control circuits, which are cooking, and also the advanced circuits from quantum flux. Alright, so now we're going to need some sandy coal compound. We are then going to furnace that, and these silicon boules that we got out of that can be cut down into Project Red silicon. We need to then combine it with some glowstone and redstone. We cook both of these once more, and then we also smelt some stone to get some circuit plates, and this is what we use in combination with the silicon to get the silicon chip and the energized silicon chip. We can also deal with the flux electron plates really easily because we've had this for quite a while. We just have to put this in the induction smelter. That gives us the ingots, and then we just have to put these in the compactor to plate them. We also need ender crystals and hyper diamonds. You make hyper diamonds by blowing up industrial grade graphite dust, and I think this is an ore that spawns in the lost cities. Alright, nice. All we need now is ender crystals. Okay, I'm here in the end because I think these are only dropped by player kills. I really hope so, otherwise we're gonna have to do all of the Botania progression. Okay, yeah, they are dropped by that. Okay, I'm gonna kill a bunch of these guys, and then I'll meet you back at the base. Alright, there we go. We have enough now, and I'm actually going to filter these into the mob farm. I think that's probably why we never got these, because it's been just getting trashed. Alright, cool. There is the 8 advanced circuits. Yeah, we still need to grab the enriched alloy here, which seems to be finished. Nice. I'm also going to need to upgrade half a stack of these enriched alloys. Alright, now we can upgrade these to the advanced control circuit. We can then upgrade these to the elite control circuit. Okay, now we're going to make the atomic alloy, and now we can get the ultimate control circuits. So now we go back to the loudest pressure chamber in all of existence, and we can dump all these items in there. Nice, there we go. Now we can disable the filter and get the PCBs out. And I don't know what the next step is. Let's consult the quest book for this. Oh, I think we jumped the gun a bit here. We need to get etching acid first. Alright, there we go. That was remarkably easier than getting the PCBs here. Cool. Does this stuff burn? Okay, it definitely does. I think now we just place the etching acid and throw the PCBs in there. So we'll just let it be. I'm definitely gonna facade that though. That's a temporary location for it. I didn't know where else to place it, so. Okay, I AFK'd for a little bit, and for some reason I keep starving to death for absolutely no reason, but Oh, yeah, we don't actually lose the item. We just have to smelt it back into... Oh, we're supposed to put it in a UV light box first and then etch it. We need a PCB blueprint, which is from the Amazon tablet, which is a bunch of garbage. Okay, so I had to get some more random plastic colors, but now we can get the GPS tool, and that we can craft into the Amazon tablet. I think actually we have to charge this somehow, so let's go to our loud pressure chamber. Can I just like, is there a slot that charges this? I've never used this thing before, so that's not what I meant. Okay, yeah, it took me a little bit looking through JEI, but apparently we need this charging station. And I guess we can place this guy over here. Oh yeah, there we go. We're gaining pressure in the Amazon tablet. This thing is so loud. Please shut up, man. Now we're gonna need a little bit of emeralds here. Let's do this on the roof. We'll do a chest, and then we'll put emeralds in there. Then we'll ask for a PCB. Oh, okay, it's right click, and then we'll place the order. And I guess since I'm buying stuff with the Amazon tablet, I'm also gonna place a tank. And let's buy some lubricant. And I guess we'll place our order. That should give us both things. Oh, there's a drone. He took the emeralds. Okay, are we good? Do we have stuff? Nice, we have the lubricant and we have our PCB blueprint. We can use the lubricant for some speed upgrades. Yeah, we'll probably get some upgrades for the pressure chamber. But anyways, there's the UV light box. And does this take pressure as well? Probably. Yeah, it does. Okay. Do we just put the PCBs in? Okay. Okay, now it's doing whatever it needs to do. Okay, so I just added a couple filters here. I pulled the finished PCB from JEI, and this is on a blacklist on the extraction, or on the insertion, and then we extract the final version on a whitelist. So at some point, this chest here will have empty PCBs that will be working for us. And it's already at 50%, so we might as well take our chances here. Clearly, that stuff is going to take a while to finish up, so I think it's about time that we also get into some astral sorcery, because this is the second main part that we're going to need for an ME controller. Although, I'm honestly not sure if I want to build a permanent magic setup right now, because I know if I'm going to do that, then I'm also going to want to move this, and it's going to take way too long, and yeah, I don't know if I want to do that yet, so I'm just going to keep adding on to here. So even though we have the basic crafting table and also the resonating wand, the quest is still actually locked because it wants us to make the astral tome. Normally that requires pure crystals, but we can actually just make it here in the luminous table itself. I guess I'll make it just for the quest, but we don't need this. All we're missing for that is some more research first. Hold up. Okay, yeah, now we can get the searing crystal, the damp crystal, and the dull crystal. And now we're missing void catalyst, which is... Oh, now we have to do the entirety of Lordcraft. We need to get the ascension matrix, which needs all the heavy versions of the crystal. And you know what? I'm actually going to pick up a second forge here. Okay, there we go. We have enough complex crystals to make the luminous, and I was gonna say all the other ones, but I actually need to do the tier 2 research for everything, which means I need more inscription tiles because I need to do every single research. How much library do we have by now? Oh, we have 200. Wait, well, 1.5 stacks of inscription tiles later, we should be able to get, yeah, scorching crystals, drenched crystals, heavy crystals, hovering crystals, and finally obscure crystals. We'll take our translocation matrix, and now we can upgrade this to the ascension one. We are now in the nexus. All right, so what the hell do we have to do here? All right, so what's up with the oh, Lordic Summoner? Okay, apparently I have a task somewhere. Oh, well, actually we have the research now. Void power is what we were missing, so I guess we can go back. We don't need to do any of those quests. Yeah, that was a quick detour for Lordcraft. We can actually craft it now. Nice. And now we should be able to get the pure crystal. Nice. I was gonna say let's go ahead and craft the astral tome now, but we're down to our last aquamarine here. I'll try and get a stack of aquamarine, and then I'll meet you back at the base. Okay, so I didn't quite get a full stack of aquamarine, but this should be plenty for now. So with some parchment and a book, we can now get the astral tome. Also, a while ago while exploring, I found some of these constellation papers, so now we can actually use them. We have Dissidia and Armara. I have a constellation paper here. What is this for? Oh, it's for Evitas. Okay. Okay, so now let's focus on what we need for the the crystal cluster. That's a very difficult word to say. And I think we actually already have everything here, except for star metal, spacious crystals, and celestial crystals. Alright, so spacious crystals seem to be the easiest. They're just void crystals, dull, and floating crystals as well. And then we combine them for 2 stacks of spacious crystals. Next up, I think we're gonna do a couple of light wells here. Let's craft these up. Let's see. Nice, we're getting liquid starlight. Oh, and I think by now, nice, we should have our first PCBs. Nice, so that's finally done. That's one part of the ME controller that we don't have to worry about anymore. Although that's only the first 3. Let's see if we have... Okay, we have one more PCB here that's been UV light boxed, I guess. I think next up we should upgrade the crafting table now. Yeah, right now that's our next step after picking up a bucket of starlight. Alright, this should be the upgrade once we have enough starlight, which means I have to wait for nighttime. Although I wonder if we can get the imperfect ritual stone by now. Yeah, that doesn't seem too bad. Let's see. Ooh, that's a lot of crafting. Oh, no, we're not doing that. Nope. Okay, so we're almost there, but I think what I need to do is put the starlight crafting altar a bit higher. Oh, look at that. The starlight is literally full. Nice. Yeah, let's upgrade it. Sure is taking its time. Okay. Okay, so I made myself a little temporary extension so that we have some space to put the crafting altar on. And now we just need to build this multi-block structure, which doesn't look that bad. Alright, and I believe this is the multi-block structure. Next up, we have the celestial altar, but this one actually takes stardust. And from what I read in the quest book, we can actually find this in the deep dark. So just a few minutes ago, I actually preemptively upgraded our cobblestone drawer because we need a bunch of cobblestone here so that we can make the portal itself. Warpstone here shouldn't be a problem anymore. Oh yeah, we can easily do this. Ender crystal, we need to capture an enderman, and vibrant crystal. Okay, these are, yeah, we can do this by now. So we're just missing the soul binder. And for now, it doesn't really matter where this thing goes because it's just temporary. So we're gonna place it here. Yoink. For the manulin, we can just alloy ardite and cobalt in the induction smelter directly. And now we're gonna need some wither dust and some of this corallium infused stone. So there's the warp stone, and now we just have to wait for all the cobblestone to be generated. Okay, so far we have 100,000 cobblestone. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough. There is a quintuple compressed one, and I think that's all we can get. Yeah, okay. Now I'm going to spend some time here crafting cobblestone generators, and then maybe I'll just go AFKing. Oh yeah, that's some good cobblestone generation. Look at that. I'm getting like 1,000 every second. So if you don't know, nuclear craft cobblestone generators, they actually have some cobblestone in their buffer every time that they're placed down. So we're kind of abusing that over here, where we're breaking the cobblestone generator, picking it back up, and then placing it again. And every time this thing places, you get 512 cobblestone. Oh yeah, look at that. We're already up to another 100,000. So this should be actually enough. We don't even need to AFK. Is it a little bit cheaty? Yeah, definitely. But it's also just cobblestone, so I don't really mind doing it for this purpose. Okay, there we go. We got the final block, and there's the deep dark. All we need to do now is dig down. What? Huh? It's pitch black. You are likely to be eaten by a grue. Oh, hello. What the hell is this thing? Well, I guess I should probably invest in one of these lanterns of paranoia then. Oh yeah, you can see how fast these things are. Yeah, it's probably not a bad idea to set up one of these quarries in here at some point. And after a little vein mining, I actually don't see any star metal. Okay, well, I quite literally just stopped recording, and look at what we have here. I swear I just saw some. Oh yeah, right here. There's literally more over up here, and then here as well. There's actually more common than I thought. Okay, so we're back from that little mining trip, and we got actually a decent amount of ores. Like, we got a bunch of the nuclear craft stuff, a little bit over a stack of star metal ore, and tons of prosperity shards. Yeah, getting mystical string for some more specter coils is not going to be a problem anymore. So there's the star metal that goes on the outside. Okay, so now I think we're going to need to pulverize some of these star metals, and I believe if I grab some starlight, we can also prepare a little area for this. But basically what we want to do is have 1 block spaces with liquid starlight, and then we're going to grab any rock crystal and stardust and drop it in there. We see some particles, and in a few seconds, hopefully we'll see. Aha, yes. Eventually it becomes a celestial crystal cluster. That is difficult to say. I went ahead and made a couple changes to the platform. Obviously, I made it longer, and over here we have space for 16 rock crystals. And yeah, you can see right here, they should transform like that. Nice. Now we just have to wait for all of these to grow to the maximum size, which we should be able to see with F3 on the right side. Alright, by now we should definitely have, yeah, all the empty PCBs. We'll go ahead and etch all of these, and then I guess we should also go ahead and tackle what else we need. So some dense energy cells and skystone blocks. And dense energy cells are... oh, they're an energy acceptor each. I guess that's not too bad. Although we are kind of out of fluix, so we're just going to craft up some more in the growth chamber, which is actually not connected. Yeah, look, we're literally missing 1 cable right here. There we go, now we're making fluix. Oh, nice. We have a couple of crystals here that are already grown. I think stage 3 is the final stage. Let's test that out. Oh, no. Oh well, we'll just make another one, I guess. Alright, so I'm back from AFKing for a little bit, and oh, there we go. This one is grown. Yeah, there's actually a lot more than I thought here that are grown. Alright, yeah, we got 7 celestial crystals out of that. So first things first, we're gonna upgrade the altar. I already prepared all the materials, and did we do it? Oh, come on, the sun just came up. Well, it's fine. There's still more things for us to do, and I think first we're gonna want to get into the attunement altar. So we're gonna get a couple glass lenses here. I think I'm gonna do 8 for now. Alright, now we need a looking glass, and we're missing some more starlight. Great. Okay, well, I literally can't do anything. I guess I have to just wait for nighttime. Oh, and we can craft some spectral relays. I'm gonna go ahead and craft 8 of them. Oh, and whoops, I had my mic positioned wrong. Okay, yeah, now I can't really do much. I'm just gonna wait for nighttime. Well, in the meanwhile, I guess we can get the energy cells, which is gonna be some more iridium. How much do we have of this? We have 300, which is not bad. And 4 stacks of iridium should be enough for 1 stack of the energy cells, which is gonna be enough for 8 of these dense energy cells, and that should be 8 controllers, which is gonna be good enough. Alright, I waited a little bit for nighttime, and now we can get the looking glass. And I think I found a constellation here, but I have no idea which one that is. Oh, it could be a Vetus here. Let's see. Nice. Well, I'm gonna immediately upgrade this to the telescope now. It's a very cheap upgrade. Okay, yeah, that took a while, but there we go. And now we have to change out the multi-block for this, which... Alright, yeah, that's easy enough. Alright, we have the new multi-block built. And I think first things first, we're going to want a starlight infuser. And we need to wait for nighttime. Great. Alright, there we go. We should be able to craft this by now. Nice. Nice. Alright, so... And let's also get the attunement altar while we're here. Okay, so there's the starlight infuser built. We give this aquamarine and then we right click with the wand and we should get, what is it? Resonating gems, yeah. Alright, now we need to do that 3 more times for the iridescent altar. And now we can get the iridescent altar if only we had enough starlight. How is it daytime already? It was just nighttime. I guess I'll build the attunement altar in the meanwhile then. Alright, so that's the attunement altar. Now all that's left for me to do is gather up some more constellation papers. So yeah, I'm gonna go raid a bunch of these astral structures and hopefully we'll get some. Evorcio, Vicio, and what is this? This is probably a tier 2 constellation, so that's why we can't see it. Interesting generation here, but is there a chest? Yes. Okay, these must all be tier 2 constellations then. I'm not getting anything new. Look what I found here. There's lily pads that we could have used a couple episodes back. They do actually spawn in the lost cities. I don't know how I never was able to find them. Oh well. Oh, it's actually nighttime by now. Can we do this? Well, somehow we're still missing some starlight for this. Well, anyways, let's see how many new constellations that we can unlock. This one right here should be Evorcio. Nice. And actually that was the only one that was out tonight. Okay, so I tried to raise the altar up to Y level 200 or so, but unfortunately it's daytime again, so we can't craft this iridescent altar yet. Oh, come on, dude. It's literally so close. Wait. What can we do? What can we do? There's a multi-block structure I think that we can use to boost starlight. Yeah, this multi-block right here. It seems pretty simple. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I think we're getting more starlight. Let's put some lenses in there. Please tell me you can... Oh, look at that. We're maxed out on starlight. Yes. That's a very nice animation. Radiance. Alright. Oh, we don't have to do anything to the altar. We just have to add some marble around the top. Oh, look at that. It is quickly becoming daytime, but I think I was gonna say we can start crafting these clusters, but the recipe actually calls for an attuned crystal. You see those blue lines in the background? And it seems like there's no new constellations tonight. And again, it's daytime, so we can't do anything anymore. We have to wait for the next night. Alright, so I just discovered Evorcio here. We have Decidia, and let's see, is there any other constellations out tonight? Nope, that was literally the only one. Okay, but at least now we can attune ourselves to something. Let's see. Wait, Decidia is out. Why is it not showing any particles? Okay, I fixed it, I think. Yeah, we can see particles. These pillars were just 2 blocks long instead of 3. I think I'm actually going to attune myself to Vicio here. So we just need to place the spectral relays on the blue particles. Oh, look at that. I haven't seen this animation in so long. Let's try now. I'm bald. Alright. And again, I forgot my mic is in the completely wrong spot. Fun. Yeah, we unlocked the second constellations. Now, please tell me we have at least octans out, because I think that's the one that we need. Okay, yep, sure. There's a constellation here, I just don't know which one it is. Oh, that's Lucerna? That one's octans. Okay, good. So, now we just need to attune some sort of a rock crystal. It doesn't matter which one, we're just gonna grab this one, I guess. And this is, I think, the attunement that we actually need for our crystal cluster craft. Let's see. Oh, look at those effects, man. This actually is such a beautiful mod. Now, if we have enough starlight, we can grab all the materials here, and let's see how many crystals we can make. Oh, we're missing pure fluix. That's fine. Yep, completely forgot about that, but we have a couple stacks in here that I made hours and hours ago by now. Alright, but there we go. Nice, we have enough starlight. 1 piece of star metal, another one. Nice. Our first crystal cluster. Super quick to craft as well. Alright, we got 8 pieces, and unfortunately I'm out of star metal, but 8 pieces is definitely going to be enough to finally craft up... Oh, we're missing a couple things, hold up. So there's 1 stack of energy acceptors, we'll make these into the energy cells, and then into the dense version. Yeah, I prepared all these materials a while ago by now. We should also have reinforced alloy, nice. But anyways, there we go, finally. Is that 4? Nope. Wait. 4 ME controllers. Wow, okay. Yeah, I was not expecting to get these today. Alright, let's get into the P2P stuff then. Okay, so we're gonna need a couple stacks of engineering processors. I want to get 1 stack of P2Ps. That's probably gonna last for a while. Oh, and we're actually getting XP by just walking around. Yeah, that's because we were attuned to Visio. So let's Alright, so these are the perks that I decided to go with. Anyways, here's 1 stack of, let's not use pure fluics, 1 stack of P2P tunnels. Alright, so I just got done with rewiring pretty much the entire base. So far we have 1 P2P for each area, but I might reuse a couple of them so that we don't have to craft that many ME controllers. And the way that I've been doing it is I have the subnet cable down here, and I have the P2Ps up 2 blocks. That way if we ever run out of channels on this side, then we can go and extend this cable and then like add another P2P like this without having to rewire everything. Alright, now last thing I want to do today is try and get up some autocrafting working. So we're going to hook up a subnet connection. This is just some facade. And then we'll P2P like so. Then we have the P2Ps into dense cable. And then we can just link the frequency. Alright, we'll grab a couple interfaces. Let's see how many we can do. I crafted like a stack of these basic control circuits earlier. So 20 interfaces is not bad. Alright. Oh yeah, and we're going to want some molecular assemblers. These are actually very, very cheap. So we can spam a lot of these easily. So we're going to go with this sort of a shape. Okay, I was missing 1 molecular assembler, but there we go. And obviously, this is not all the ones that we're going to have. I think I can knock down this roof, extend this until we're maxed out on channels. Oh, and by the way, if you're going to do this, then definitely either set it up like this, or if you want to have a 3x3 of molecular assemblers, then have the middle empty and then run your cable, your dense cable there. Because you can't really just place the P2P straight onto the molecular assembler. Because from experience, at some point, after you get like up to this height maybe, it will just stop recognizing the top ones. And you're just basically going to have to extend more cable like that. So that's why I placed the P2P right here so that I can easily extend the cable. Alright, now we're just missing those classic terminals. We need the interface and the pattern terminal. Now we also want patterns. That's luminescence. Oh, actually, it's not that bad. It's just coal dust, silicon. Okay, yeah, this is all stuff that we can really easily do. And then this has to be pure Certus quartz. That's also easy enough to do. Boom, we can do that. A couple of these acceleration cards wouldn't hurt. Let's have some in the growth chamber. And let's see how many we can do for these interfaces. There we go. Alright, let's see if we can get 1 stack. Okay, no we can't. But at least we can make a pattern for patterns and then a pattern for quartz glass. We can place in the patterns and maybe now we can use this to craft some more patterns. Let's go with the stack. Oh wait, yes, we need the CPUs. Completely forgot about that, but these are relatively cheap. Matter of fact, give me a stack of those. Okay. Okay, I crafted 16 1Ks and then 28 crafting processors. Remember, if we want to make these into 4Ks and then 16Ks, we need a capacitor and I'm completely out of that. Yeah, literally completely out. We have 1 piece left, which is not great. So I guess we can have a bunch of small CPUs like so, and then we'll have 2 really big ones for those big crafts like that, and then some more here. I'll make another 14 1K storages. Yeah, that way we can have another layer of 1K over here, and then we can fill out these 2. We'll give them some extra co-processing power, and I'll make some more crafting co-processors as well. I'm just out of engineering processors, but we have a bunch here. Alright, awesome. We have 6 small CPUs and then 2 very beefy ones. Well, I wouldn't call 1K storage beefy, but you know what I mean. Alright, let's make 63 patterns because we already have one. Forgot we need to connect the beta P's together. Oh, and I don't think I mentioned this, but yellow cable here is the subnet and the blue net is the mainnet, or basically the output of the P2Ps. Alright, we'll place a dense cable in the middle and then branch out with some small cable for the both sides. Oh, and actually, since this is already a smart cable, I think I can get away with using regular cable here. Not that it's expensive or anything, but it's just for lag purposes. The more of these smart cables you have, the laggier it can get. So I think I want to keep these to a minimum. And you really only need the smart cables to see how many channels are at the start of a line, or the start of a P2P. Alright, there we go. Everything should be connected now. We just have to get a frequency for this. And I think for this one, it's probably fine to just reuse the ones for the terminals, because we're not going to be having much channels up here. Yeah, it should definitely be fine. We can have up to 32 channels on that one P2P. Nice, we're online. Alright, so let's try this one more time. 63 patterns. Go. Oh, look at how fast that is. Wait, what? I guess we have the acceleration cards, so that's nice. But, well, I think we've definitely more than achieved our goal for the episode. We can finally get started on some limitless automation, or at least as far as this ME controller is going to get us. But hopefully next time we'll have enough infrastructure to be able to autocraft the ME controller from scratch. Although, I don't know, that's going to be a lot of work. So we'll see. Anyways, I think this is a great place to wrap up the episode. Next time, we're going to come back and do what I just said. I forgot already. Thank you so much for watching. But for now, though, Have a great rest of your day.